call the roll.
Councilor Neil Anderson.
Yeah.
Paul Anderson. Bucci.
Yeah.
Christensen.
Yeah.
Condon.
Here.
DePietro.
Yeah.
Furlong. Kinnon.
Yeah.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Nestor.
Yeah.
Spatafora.
First order of business.
The minutes of the council meeting of April 21st and April 28th.
On Councilor Christensen's motion to approve, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Minutes are approved.
Application for license to drive a taxi cab. Joseph Botto, 89 Pearl Street. Carlos Lamoso, 35 Boston Street. Robert Corkum, 104 Rear Main Street. Lawrence Collins, 477 Pleasant Street, Melrose. Thomas Duncan, 56 Franklin Ave, Chelsea.
On Councilor Anderson's motion to move to License Committee, all those in favor? All those opposed? Applications to go to license.
Application for renewal of outdoor parking license, TJ Automotive, 315 Pleasant Street. Extended hours, Honeydew Donuts, 691 Eastern Ave. Rooming house license, TriCap, 115 Washington Street, 155 Realty Trust, 155 Clifton Street. Application for renewal of amusement machines, Italian American Citizens Club, 121 Pearl Street.
Move license to committee.
On Councilor Anderson's motion to move to License Committee, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Applications will go to license.
The claim of Alan Gonzalez, 43 Chatham Road, Everett.
Councilor Lucy's motion to move to Finance, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Claim will go to Finance.
I didn't get to distribute those. Would you take yours and pass them on? The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred paper number 170, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Application for flower sales permit, Boy Scout Troop 603, 493 Main Street. Committee recommends that this license be granted. Councilor Nestor for the committee.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Nestor for the committee.
Thank you. Thank you. The committee met. Thank you. The committee met.
Has to be your microphone. Make sure it's in.
I would like the motion to pass. Just a flower sale for the Boy Scouts coming up from Mother's Day.
Councilor Nestor makes a motion to grant this license. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The license is granted.
The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred papers number 150 and 171, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Application for Class 2 dealer's license, AGM Auto Sales, 135 Eastern Ave, McMillan Automotive, 388 Eastern Ave. Committee recommends that these licenses be granted. Councilor Nestor for the committee.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Nestor for the committee.
Thank you. The committee met on these two licenses. We also spoke with compliance. They had no issues. All taxes are up to date, so we'd like to move this forward. Thank you.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to grant, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? License is granted.
The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred papers number 147A and B, series of 2009. Having considered the same, make the following report. Application for renewal of outdoor parking permits, Greer Auto Body, 271 Maplewood Street, Malden Industrial LLC, 730 Eastern Ave. Committee recommends that these licenses be granted. Councilor Nestor for the committee.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Nestor for the committee.
Thank you. Same situation here. The committee met and discussed these in detail. We met with compliance. They had no issues. I would move to grant.
Councilor Nestor's motion to grant, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? License is granted.
The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred paper number 177, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Application for renewal of a bowling alley license, RFA Malden, 11 Charles Street. Committee recommends that this license be granted. Councilor Nestor for the committee.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Nestor for the committee.
Thank you. The committee met and discussed this license in detail. There was no concerns. Also with compliance, there's no concerns as well. So I move to grant.
Councilor Nestor's motion to grant, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? License is granted.
The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred paper number 173A and B, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Application for renewal of pool table licenses. Number 9, Ale House, 1 table, Town Line 10 pin, 665 Broadway, 23. Committee recommends that these licenses be granted. Councilor Nestor for the committee.
Councilor Nestor's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Nestor for the committee.
Thank you. The committee met and discussed these pool table licenses in detail. We also met with compliance on this as well. They're in the process of going out and reviewing them, but at the time, nobody on the committee or the compliance department had any concerns, so I'd move to grant.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to grant, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Licenses are granted.
The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred papers number 169A through C and 146A and C, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Application for taxi driver's licenses. Committee recommends that these licenses be granted. Councilor Nestor for the committee.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Nestor for the committee.
The committee met on the taxi driver's licenses, and none of us had any concerns with the people that are brought before, so I would move to grant.
Councilor Nestor's motion to grant, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? License granted.
The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred paper number 169D, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Application for taxi driver license. Committee recommends that this license be denied. Councilor Nestor for the committee.
On Councilor Nestor's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Nestor for the committee.
The committee met on this license, and there were a number of had some concerns with it, so we decided to deny the license. I would hope that the council would follow our lead on this. Thank you.
If I just might ask you from the chair, have you given any consideration to call the applicant in if there were some concerns to maybe discuss it?
Yes, on a number of these, we usually give them the opportunity to come in, or if there was a situation that they needed paperwork in to resolve the matter prior to coming to us, we always give them the opportunity to resolve that and come back to us.
Okay, thank you. On Councilor Nestor's motion to deny this license, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? License is denied.
The Standing Committee on Finance, to whom was referred paper number 180, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. The mayor be authorized to file an application for grants under the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 and the Cranston-Gonzalez Housing Act of 1990. Committee recommends that this paper be reported out favorably. Councilor Lucy for the committee.
On Councilor Lucy's motion that receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. President. We met last week with Steve Wachowski from the MRA, and what this is, it's a yearly application for community development block grant money that funds a whole host of community programs and community projects. The committee voted out unanimous to approve it. So I would ask the whole committee on the whole to do the same. Thank you.
On Councilor Lucy's motion to adopt, clerk will call the roll.
Councilor Neil Anderson.
Yes.
Paul Anderson. Bucci. Christensen.
Yes.
DePietro.
Yes.
Furlong. Kinnon. Lucy. Nestor. Condon.
Yes, the paper is adopted by the full City Council.
The Standing Committee on Finance, to whom was referred paper number 184, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Order that $29,000 be transferred from McFadden Manor repairs to McFadden Manor salaries. Committee recommends that this paper be reported out favorably. Councilor Lucy for the committee.
On Councilor Lucy's motion to put forth the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, we met tonight on some transfers in Finance Committee. This was one of five transfers we did. It was approved unanimously by the committee. I would ask the committee as a whole to support it also.
Councilor Lucy's motion to adopt, clerk call the roll.
Councilor Neil Anderson.
Yes.
Paul Anderson. Bucci. Christensen.
Yes.
DePietro. Furlong. Kinnon. Lucy.
Yes.
Nestor. Condon.
Yes, the paper is adopted by the full City Council.
The Standing Committee on Finance, to whom was referred paper number 185, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Ordered that $15,000 be transferred from free cash to fire apparatus repair. Committee recommends that this paper be reported out favorably. Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Councilor Lucy's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor? All those opposed? Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, we met tonight on this. This was a $15,000 transfer for the fire department to upkeep maintenance on their vehicles. Some of the vehicles are older, so it's money well spent instead of buying a new one. The chief did tell us how much a new one costs, and it's substantial.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Lucy's motion to adopt, clerk call the roll.
Councilor Neil Anderson.
Yes.
Paul Anderson. Bucci. Christensen. DePietro. Furlong. Kinnon. Lucy.
Yes.
Nestor. Condon.
Yes, paper is adopted by the council.
The Standing Committee on Finance, to whom was referred paper number 186, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Ordered that $33,000 be transferred from free cash to fire department overtime. Committee recommends that this paper be reported out favorably. Councilor Lucy for the committee.
On Councilor Lucy's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, we met with the fire chief. This $33,000 represent overtime, and it was clear we are hoping that will be the end of the overtime until July 1st, the next fiscal year, if we even have overtime then.
On Councilor Lucy's motion that we adopt this paper, clerk call the roll.
Councilor Neil Anderson.
Yes.
Paul Anderson. Bucci. Christensen. DePietro. Furlong. Kinnon. Lucy.
Yes.
Nestor. Condon.
Yes, paper is adopted by the City Council.
The Standing Committee on Finance, term was referred paper number 187, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Ordered that $66,000 be transferred from free cash to police overtime. Committee recommends that this paper be reported out favorably. Councilor Lucy for the committee.
On Councilor Lucy's motion that received the committee report, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Like the fire department, this is police department overtime, and again, we're hoping this will take us to the end of the fiscal year. Voted unanimously by the committee. Hopefully the whole committee will support it.
On Councilor Lucy's motion that we adopt this paper, clerk call the roll.
Councilor Neil Anderson.
Yes.
Paulie Anderson. Bucci. Christensen.
Yes.
DePietro.
Yes.
Furlong. Kinnon.
Yes.
Lucy.
Yes.
Nestor. Yes. Condon.
Yes, the paper is adopted by the full City Council.
The Standing Committee on Finance, term was referred paper number 188, series of 2009, having considered the same, make the following report. Ordered that $16,000 be transferred from free cash to fire, gas, and light. Committee recommends that this paper be reported out favorably. Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Councilor Lucy's motion that we receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Councilor Lucy for the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. As in the other transfers tonight, hopefully this will be the last one. This just takes care of the fire department stations, the shortage they have in gas and light, and certain things like that. And again, it's the chief's hope, and it's certainly the council's hope that this will be the last transfer on this item for the year.
Councilor Lucy's motion to adopt, clerk call the roll.
Councilor Neil Anderson. Paulie Anderson. Bucci. Christensen.
Yes.
DePietro.
Yes.
Furlong. Kinnon. Lucy.
Yes.
Nestor. Condon.
Yes, the paper is adopted by the City Council.
The docket is clear.
And the docket is clear. Do I have any requests for personal privilege? Seeing none?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We have,
I apologize. I have a suspension paper.
we have one paper under suspension.
And they screwed me up. Under suspension of docket rules, ordered that the treasurer impose a fee for demand notices. Councilor Lucy.
Councilor Lucy's motion to suspend docket rules. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Docket rules are suspended. On Councilor Lucy's motion, Councilor Christensen.
Just real quick, could the sponsor explain what is this? Yeah, I understand that, but what is the? Oh, okay, all right. Strike it. Thank you.
Councilor Lucy's motion to send to finance. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? This paper will be sent to finance for discussion.
And now the docket's clear.
And now the docket's clear. For personal privilege, we have Councilor Nestor from Ward 4, and then Councilor Anderson from Ward 7, and then Councilor Christensen from Ward 1. Councilor Nestor.
Thank you. Just wanted to announce that on Saturday, May 30th from 9 to 12 a.m. we'll have a park cleanup at Waits Mount to kick off the summer season up there. Everybody in the, not only Ward 4 residents or anybody in the city is more than welcome to come and lend a hand. We had a very successful one at the end of last summer, and we're hoping we can kick off the season with cleaning up the park and removing graffiti and making a real difference up there, or start the ball rolling and making a difference up there. So everyone's welcome. Again, it's Saturday, May 30th from 9 to 12. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Next, we have Councilor Anderson from Ward 7.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to let everyone know that that the residents of Suffolk Manor are putting on a birthday party for one of their residents. The woman's name is Grace Carabellos, who is 100 years old. I'm told that this spry 100-year-old woman is a remarkable specimen of 100 years, both physically and mentally, and there's going to be a great celebration of her 100th anniversary on Saturday. So you are all invited to Suffolk Manor between the hours of 2:30 and whenever at Suffolk Manor Recreation Room to celebrate 100 years. Grace Carabellos. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Anderson. Next, we have Councilor Christensen.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a reminder, we'll be having our annual Mother's Day breakfast this Sunday, May 10th at Eagles Hall, 45 Meridian Street from 9 to 11:30 a.m. And in anticipation of that, we'll be having our first neighborhood cleanup Saturday, May 9th at 9 a.m. We'll be meeting at Bell Rock Memorial Park, where it's hoped we'll do the park, Green Street Park, and then we're going to try and get to Canal Street. So that's this Saturday, May 9th, from 9 to 11 a.m. And then finally, Mr. President, everyone's packet is the Malden Memorial Day Parade notice. Again, that'll be held on Monday, May 25th, rain or shine, beginning at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Christensen. Next, we have Councilor Bucci from Ward 8.
Thank you. Just a few thank yous, specifically to the folks who came out last week to the next steps in the Malden Vision. We had well over 75 people here. All wards were represented. Great conversation went on. The usefulness of some high-tech tools were used, and I think most of us were there to support this next step, and I think we're on the right track with keeping our residents involved in our decision-making. Reminder to folks down in Ward 8 that on May 23rd, we're going to have our second Ward Clean Sweep Day, working with the DPW folks. Use of some of my ward funds to allocate have been allocated for some of the additional costs. So we're hoping that folks will come out and enjoy that moment of getting each other to help clean up the streets and prepare our summertime. And lastly, I want to thank the folks on the DPW and others, I'm sure, in the city that for most of us were involved with the, or at least in attendance for the Buy Malden program. And again, the success of that is still yet to be determined and been shared with us, but certainly I certainly would help. Would ask that Greg Lucy may want to speak to this, or anyone else that was in attendance while I was there. But one of the remarkable things was that certainly our presentation as a city, as folks were coming in, looking at us, looking at our services, as well as looking at our properties on Sunday. Again, yeoman's work to make sure that the streets were clean, trash was picked up. Certainly a lot to be said about how we look to some residents, some potential buyers of our property. So hopefully it was successful. But I'll yield to Councilor at Large, Greg Lucy, as well.
Councilor Lucy for personal privilege.
Councilor Bucci. The thing that struck me out the most is a typical Saturday morning, you have your own errands to do, and when I got up, I wasn't rushing it. It started at 10. I figured I'd get there around 10:30. When I pulled in the garage and come in there at 10:30, the place was packed. And most of the people, I certainly didn't know who they were, so there were people that came from outside the city for whatever advertisement that the city did. It certainly worked, and hopefully, with the buys out there and the tax incentive that they have, hopefully, some of these houses that no one's in, hopefully it attracted them all. And they did the tours, and I think it was just a great idea. So, I can't see how, it will be good that will come out of it. And, I was impressed, and, especially the outreach that must have taken place, because a lot of those folks certainly weren't Malden people. So it was definitely a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Shut myself off. It's been a while. Councilor Bucci requests another personal privilege. So,
thank you. I actually just want to compliment my colleague, Jim Nestor. I think if folks would go up to Malden on Main Street, through his efforts, through some of the ideas that he's been working with other folks, whether it be on the Citizen Engagement Committee, but this one I think was really Jim's. You may have already seen the signs that have been posted on the fence. Today I happened to drive by uptown and saw some flower boxes, and again, I think it's the effort that Jim has been putting forth in trying to help address some of the downtown visualization, but some of the posters depicting our school notice, our school news, fabulous high schools, Malden being the place to raise a good family, raise your families. But again, Jim, it's really fine work. And I'm sure you have other things that are planned, I think, with the art. Help me with that one. Maybe you want to elaborate to the folks what you're doing with that.
Thank you. Yeah, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank Debbie Burke on that too. She's worked very hard on that. You might see the flower boxes and some signs going up along Main Street on the Dartmouth, above the Dartmouth parking lot. So we're hoping to have every section of fence filled up shortly. But thanks to Councilor Bucci, we are having an art contest where one of the panels will be awarded to a local artist, and the theme of that is Malden, and it's kind of a call to artists to Malden. If you'd come up with an idea that shows why Malden is a great place to live, or shows some of the something like a photograph of one of the statues, or your own arts and painting. But check the local papers for more information, or you can give myself a call or the mayor's office a call. But that's an exciting project, and again, we'll have 2 more panels up within the next week or 2 with art from students at Malden High, and that'll slowly expand until we're filled up, and it's a great project. And again, I want to thank Debbie Burke and the mayor's office with their help on that too, and also the developer of the land who's funding the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor, for your efforts. Councilor DePietro, personal privilege.
Thank you very much, Council President. I'd like to thank Councilor from Ward 6, Neil Kinnan, to help my ward, and I know he goes around throughout the city with some students to get rid of the graffiti. And I don't know if it's just me, but I seem to sense an uptick in the graffiti. I don't know, where we're under budget constraints now. We don't have the company going around removing the graffiti, and it's very much appreciated, especially from me and the citizens of Malden, to get rid of the vandalism that's being dispensed on the city. I'd also like to ask the residents to please keep their eye out, and if you see any of this activity, please report it, because it really creates an eyesore, and it doesn't project a good image. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilor DePietro. No other requests for personal privilege. Councilor Lucy's motion to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
Just look like you're gonna